So now we want to create the legend. So if I go here, that would look like a rectangle for each category we have with the corresponding color, and on its right the name of the category. So if in this case we are using generation, so the name will be just the number of the generation. You can go here and create a rectangle like this, and you can add a null in case we want to move it to modify, and this will go into a gear this, and we can also name this one maybe legend colors. And now we want to instantiate this rectangle here in the right positions. So first of all, I will make it smaller. So let's say something like 0.04 and 0.04. Now it's here, it's in the origin. Now we can create like the correct positions. And to assign the positions to the rectangles, we can use instances. So here in the gear, we will have to create like a channel that will be assigned here in the translate OP. So they will, with these rectangles will be positioned around, like along the space. So first of all, we can create here a pattern. Actually, we can do two. Both of them will be ramp. So we just want, actually one will be ramp and one will be constant. That's because if I go here, like the rectangle will be positioned like along the y-axis, so like here, but the x will be always the same. So we can name them like here, can go like y pose and x pose and merge them. So we need one channel at the end, and I will also create a null. Now the number of the length, the number of channels will have to correspond to the number of categories. So we can get this number from color. So we can go here, we can go to the color base here, and here we have, we can also use this one. Sorry, not this one. We can use here we go inside the qualitative and we get this one. Maybe we can create a constant here, a constant chop that will get some useful values. So like we can call it legend values. And the first channel will be n-cat, so like the number of categories. And this will be, so we can take this select here, drag it here, and this will be the number of rows. So each row corresponds to one category. So we can do dot num rows. Num rows. This. And then these 6, we can take it and drag it here into length. Okay. And now also here, to pattern length and drag it here. So now we have 6 channels. Now we can use this box to check what happens here. We can use this null and maybe rename it like legend pause, and I will assign it as translate OP in the legend geo. So you go here in the legend colors geo and assign this one to the translate OP. Now we have these two channels. So translate X will be X pose, translate Y will be Y pose, of course. And now we can see that the rectangles already are like taking a new set of positions. So X is constant and Y is going from 0 to 1. Now the first of all, the legend will start from the top. So we want these values to go, instead of like 0 to 1 will be something like 1 to 0, even if you will not see the difference that actually reverted. Now we can play first like with the X position. So we want this, of course, not to be overlapping with the plot. So we can put it a bit more on the right. And for this I will try with 1.3. That's okay. That's good. And for the Y position, we can try to play a bit. I already know that 1 to 0.6 or 7 will be good. Something like this. We want to assign the colors to the rectangles. For this, we can go from this. So we are already in the color base inside the qualitative. So here, where we created our colors. And here we can go in this insert. We have basically the table that we need. So for each category, we have the corresponding RGB. We can create a null here and connect this insert to the null. I will call it color cut. Then I can already assign this here. So I can go to the, I have to go to the page instance 2, and so color OP, I will assign this here. And then you can just assign R into R, G, and B. So now our category colors are also assigned to the rectangles here. Now we want to make the positions of the rectangles dynamic in respect to the number of categories we have. So let's say we have 20 categories. These rectangles should occupy all the space. So we can create two channels here. One will be, we call it max cut. So it's like the maximum number of categories. And that's one variable in our dataset. It is 20, it is 17. So I'll put 20 as maximum. And the Y position, or like the minimum Y position, mean Y pose, should be this, like the position of the last rectangle. And this value will be like calculated dynamically. So let's say that we have now 6 categories and 20 max. So each category should occupy, if we had 20, 1 divided by 20. And 20 can be like referred like this. We can take this const 1 value and drag it here as a reference. So we can do 1 divided me par const 1 value in parentheses. And this is in the case we have maximum categories. And then we multiply this by the actual number of categories we have, which is 6. So I can copy this, multiply and paste, and I will replace with this const 1 value with const 0 value. And now when we go into our pattern and we have these, we can also write a little expression, would be 1 minus and this value here. So I can take it, drag it here. I have to write again 1 minus, I have 0.7. So now what we are doing is basically assigning one slot to each rectangle, and the size of this slot depends on how many categories we have. So now with this disposition, if we had 20, we will cover the full space, and we have only 6, just this space. We can also give like a little border to these rectangles, and it's very quick. You can just copy paste this gear, and I will cancel this, so we don't want to use instance for colors. Instead, we go inside and we create a line, and I will put it near color black, and I go up, and I will assign in the render this new material we created, so it will be ./line1. I think it's already nice, so that's okay. And now we can go to the next step, which is creating the name, like on the side of the rectangle, and the name of the category. And as you can see now, there is no space, and that's actually not because there is no space, but because the camera is not in the right position. So we can go to our camera at the top, have camera 1. I can call it like main plot cam, and I can copy paste, create a new one, and I will call this one legend cam, and can move it around a bit to see. So go inside, and so we want to move it a bit more to the right. So it's 0.55, sorry. Oops. So I will go to 0.65 on the X, and 0.55 here is fine. You can play also with its values. You can go up and down, back. I will leave it something like this for now, and can take care of this black empty space later. For now, we have space enough for this, and so now we can write the name of the category. Actually, first maybe we want to be able to control which camera to use. So now we have these two. To do this, we can go to our render. So we have two, one for the interactivity and like one for the main plot. So this one will go down, and we can copy paste this one and call it render legend. And this will display the second camera we created, which is legend camera. So we can like drag this one here. So now if I go back here, I have these two renders, and I can use a switch. That will be useful later when we want to save, we want to choose like which one of the two to save. We can choose with legend or without legend. So now I will start creating the name of the category here. So first of all, here I will use this box as a geometry viewer, so we can take a look. And here I go to the legends base, and I create a new one. Create a base, and go inside. And now from here we want to grab basically this, so like the categories we have. So I can get this, select two, and select it back. So I will create a new select and drag this select here. Now I create a base. That's probably, you know, it's going to happen. I will call this cat 0, and then go to customize component, create name, will be string, and then I can drag this select here, and then I will have to choose the row. So in this case, I can do like 0, 0 for now, but we want like the row to be dynamically selected. So I will use this as usual. It will be me.digits. Now if I go inside, I can create text top, and the text will be what we have just created. So it's parent, var name. One is like generation 1. I think we can, okay, for now we'll just output it. So we can use an output. So it's here. And now we want to replicate it as many times as many categories we have. So we'll use a replicator. Here in the template dot, I will use the select one. The operator prefix will be the same of this, so cat, just cat, and the master operator will be cat 0. First, I will also change this first into vertical, and that's it. So now I can drag this cat 0 here. Okay. And now, as we did before, we want all these to be connected to one merge. So I create a merge. So this, and inside the replicator callback, I go here and write the usual line of code, which is c.output connectors 0 dot connect, and then the operator, which is op merge 1. I will have to connect the cat 0 because it's not created with the replicator, and then inside the replicator I will recreate all with this button. Okay, so then they are all here, and now we have to take care of the position. To take a look of what we are doing, let's create an out here. So we have the entire sub. We go up, and this will be output into a geo. So right click and geometry. Okay, so we can see them, and I will create a constant. You can also put it inside as you prefer. Put just black, and these will go inside the geo. So now we can go back to the base 1 and can work on the positions and the sides. So maybe we can create a okay, first the size. We can use font size here, maybe 0.01. Yeah, we need also to recreate all of them. That's just too small. So let me check what's a good size is 0.05. And recreate all of them. And now these, when they are here, they should go here. So we can go inside the cat 0. We can create a transform here. And these, so we have to update these values. And this actually what we have used also here for this geo, using this null. So this is called legend pose. So we can copy paste and go inside the base one and the cut one. And this transform, I can refer to this. So p will be dot slash twice because it's two parent folders. And the name, which is a legend pose. And then I think the name was X pose. And then I can copy paste this into the ty and modify it with y. And here we have to update like the number of the channel. So we can do just as usual parent digits. And the same, copy paste it here. Okay. Now I go back to replicator, update all of them. So it's not quite right because of course we created them in the same position of the y position and the x, so they will start from the origin of the rectangle. So we can add a bit to them. I can create another transform. So in this transform, we only need to modify like the x position, so it should go a bit on the right. You can try this 0.01. Oops, actually the x 0.05. Sorry. Can do maybe even a bit less, like 0.04. And then in text, we go back, and in the vertical align, we do center. So it's not starting from the origin, but half. And go up again, and in the replicator, recreate all. And here we go. Now that it's ready, we want to take care of the selection of the right camera. So we have this one for the, we have these two, one for the legend and one without the legend. So we can go up here to the master operator and one up here. And I can create a new parameter. So go to customize component and then go in colors. Here I can create a new header, be like legend header, and the label will be just legend. And I can put one toggle, it's like on, be like on off, and add it. So now if I go here, I have the on or off, and I can put it in this switch. So on will be 1. So if I put on, will be the second camera, which will be the legend. So I can drag it here. So if it's 0, it's the first camera. If it's 1, it's the second camera, which is the one that is supposed to give more space for the legend. Now we can do a bit more things. So we can, for example, have the camera at the same level. One just switch a bit to the right, or maybe we can use just one camera. The important is that for this camera now, we don't want to display this, the legend. So into render one here, we need to specify which gears to use. We can go here and check all our bases. So the ideal would be to have all the gears listed here. We can check, we can do it later. For now, we can put them here like this. We want the axis, of course. We want the markers. No, we cannot do this way. So we have to write axis, markers, background. And that's enough. So now if I do this, and I have my full plot. And let me go up one here and try this. So I can display the legend on and off. Actually, I changed my mind. I think it's better to use one camera. So in bot render, I will use like the legend cam for now. Can change the name later. So now if I do on off, we'll just see the legend appearing and disappearing, which is better. In the render legend also, so now we have, as you can see, the interactivity box here. So we don't want it. So we can copy paste the gears that are in the render one, paste it here, and then we can add this tree. So we have also legend colors. This could be like legend borders, and these can be legend names. So you can come back to this render legend. We have legend colors, and forgot the names, would be legend borders and legend names. Okay, now if I do on off, we only have this appearing and disappearing. And one more thing, now we see that the background rectangle is not covering the full space, which is not nice. So we can go into background here and the rectangle, and we can do different ways, but we'll just make it bigger, 2.5 and 2.5. If you want, you can change the grid, but that's okay for me. As last step, I'm cleaning a bit as usual. I will switch this off, and so I want to move these interactivity stuffs here. Maybe we can change them later. And I want all the gears here. One here. These will be together with the interactivity. The legends ones will go here. So we have all the gears in this area and their interactivity here. Okay. And I can do like one test to check if that all works. So I can go here to my null2, like the main output, check the legend. Yes, then I can change the color, qualitative, and go to type 1. And it seems like it works. Of course, now we don't have all the colors. We want to like have a faster way to modify this variable and the corresponding colors. We can do the following. We can, from here, create a new parameter. Go into colors page, and can create it here in the bottom and call it choose qualitative color, and this will be a pulse. Oops. Okay, and then I want to like create a function that will carry me directly here. So like it will open this like folder, let's say, so then I can just start modifying these colors. So let's say that I go back to generation. So I have my 6 colors, my 6 categories, and I want like with this button to jump here directly. So let's go back, and To do this, we can write this function in our extensions. So we can go to the Scatterplot X and open the editor. Give it a few seconds, and here we go. And I will call it def open. Let's open qualitative color picker. You can call it as you wish. And we have to find like the path of this, which for me is, I can go there like this way. So I can go into colors, qualitative, and I can just copy paste this. So will be color, color op equals op, and we can paste the path. Now this, if you remember, is also this, so we can call it self owner comp. Let me just for now disable this. Okay. And now there is a way to open this operator directly, and it is the following: UI pans 0 owner. This is like what we are looking for, where we are, equals color op. Okay. And now we go up, and we have to create a little code here in the parameter execute that will trigger this function. So we can go to on pulse. We created a pulse here, so pulse is fine. And here can write the following: if par name equals, and we have to grab this one. So the best way is to go here into colors and here, so I can copy paste this. So if the name is this, now I can trigger this function. So remember, master is our master operator, so I can do master and then the name of the function we have just created, which is here. So I can copy paste this in case it was too small. So I copy paste this and put it here. Okay, let's try. And I also have to put the name here. Actually, it's the name of the parameter, so I just wrote it down here. So I copy it and paste it here. And now let's try. So if I press that button, it will go straight here. Now it also opened the interactive panel, and that's because you have here, we have on pulse and then this function. So this will be triggered anytime like a pulse parameter is triggered from here. So we can do a selection, an if selection. So we can copy paste this. And now the name of the parameter is, we have it here, open viewer. So we can copy paste here. And we have to put indentation, and here we go. So now if I press this, we'll go inside. So now I can work on my colors and nothing else happens. We can easily do the same thing for the, let's say, quantitative color. So if I go up and I want like to have a button here to carry me here. So we can collapse these. So we can select them and collapse selected, right click, collapse selected, and we can call it a quantitative. And we go to the master, customize component, go to colors, and here I will create a new one, a new pulse called choose quantitative color. You can find better names. I will add it. Now I go up. I go to my extensions. Actually, let me switch this off. So now I go to my extension. Actually, we don't even need to create, like to open the editor. We can just copy paste this function here, and qualitative will be changed to quantitative. That's the new function. And also the operator that it will open is quantitative. That's the base we have just created. And here in the parameter execute, we need to add this new case. So we can go down, copy paste this. Actually, there should be elif in both cases. And here also we need to use this. So we can copy paste this, choose quantitative color, paste it here. And also this function should be this function. So we can copy this one and paste it here. Then we can copy again the name of the parameter and paste it here. We need this here also. So now if I press choose quantitative color, it will go inside. Good. I want to fix a couple of things. First, if we go to qualitative, I realized that sometimes if we change dynamically the number of categories, this number can mess our channel. So it should be the same number of categories. So we can use this select two and get the number of rows, which corresponds to the number of categories. So here in max column, I will do this, copy, select two, num rows. Then I also want to change the cameras. So if I go up, we have two cameras here, and we have changed the renders using only this one. So we can get rid of this one. And since this one is not just legend cam, but the only one, we can just call it cam. We'll ask to change everything, so yes to all. And to conclude, I want to go to the master, customize component, colors, and here I will add just a header called choose color, colors, and these will be section on. So now it's separated. So this is done. I go up and up, and we can do the final section.